and it's a low area that's wet most of the year. It's got a bunch of horsetail growing in it. You can see there's just a whole bunch of deer in there. This is a deer trail. You can see here how these deer are feeding on these trees. I think they're probably feeding on horsetail out here. And what this is a spot where 365 days a year there's water right under the ground, and it's just as I suspected. They're feeding on horsetail in here. It's green and lush and delicious for them. And this is like a cattle yard in here. And they're also hitting the red osier dogwood here. You can see how these bushes are all chewed back. Okay, you can see how much damage they've done to that spruce tree there. They're hitting spruce trees, cedar trees, pine trees. They're just stripping them all. And I've set up a camera on here so I can catch some of these deer over here feeding on these horsetails. The area I want to get to is this hill. They bed on the south-facing side of it. My goal was to get back in here and hinge cut this area. Time to do a little hinge cutting right in this area right here, and then I'm going to set some cameras up. Okay, so I cut maybe 15 trees here. Got one hung up. I'll come back and get that down with the chainsaw. It's hung on too big a tree. So I've set up a camera here to watch this. There's my first camera I was just pointing out. That's watching the trees that I just dropped. And then over here I set another one to watch this heavily used trail behind me. So I'm watching this area where they've been feeding on these cedars. And we'll see what we see. Okay, I'm at my neighbor Dean's place. I stopped and chatted with him for a while, but here it is 2 hours or so after I was cutting wood in there. Or I cut those, hinge cut those trees down, and there's deer already in there eating on those hinge cut trees. I'm sure I'm getting pictures of them as we speak. I was walking around in this area about a half an hour ago. Stopped off at my friend Dean's place. Drove back by here, and here they are feeding. They love those horsetails.